We're live from the CNN News 18 primetime studio, brought to you by Green Lamb Laminates. Viewers, we're going to begin with some strong words tonight. So pay close attention, viewers, close attention. A veritable fraud. Yes, a veritable fraud is being committed upon the people of our nation. And if we need to find evidence for this, we need not look further than the utterances of the members of the largest anti-BJP coalition at this moment, viewers. Indeed, India bloc members are coming out one by one and saying that the grouping was only ever constituted to stop Narendra Modi. That in effect, there was never any larger purpose. The admissions have been made barely 6 months, just about 6 months after the Lok Sabha elections, in which the India bloc, remember viewers, campaigned on the higher principle of saving Bharat's secular fabric, the constitutionally guaranteed commitment to fraternity and of course democracy. It was not just about keeping Modi out of power. It was about securing the soul of this nation. That's what they told us. But to put it bluntly, viewers, the admissions by India bloc members themselves, the accusations that they are making against each other by themselves, seem to confirm that the India bloc never really stood for any of these high principles, and that their only goal was acquiring power, stopping Modi, seeing the back of him, sending him home. Now sample this from Rahul Gandhi, who while campaigning in Delhi just yesterday and today, says there's no difference between the AAP, major alliance partner, and the BJP's lead campaigner Narendra Modi, who the India bloc was fighting just 6 months ago. He said there is no difference between these two. No difference between Kejriwal, no difference between Narendra Modi. Viewers, if he knew this, why was he allying with Kejriwal just about 6 months ago, fighting the Lok Sabha elections from the capital? If both of them, according to Rahul Gandhi, were against high values like integrity, constitutionalism, democracy, then viewers, why was he aligning with one half of them, i.e. Kejriwal? Who was he fooling? Viewers, listen to what Rahul Gandhi said, and let me quote him. When Kejriwal came to power, he said he'd clean Delhi, turn it into Paris and remove corruption. Now you tell me, has corruption decreased? What did Modi and Kejriwal say? That they will ensure a reduction in inflation. Has inflation reduced? Just like Modi ji makes false promises and propaganda one after the other, Kejriwal also has the same strategy. There is no difference. Rahul Gandhi went on to add, viewers, look at Delhi, the shining Delhi, the Delhi of Paris. Everywhere the situation is the same, unquote. And he even goes, viewers, to a particular area where there is an open sewer, and he in fact becomes a citizen journalist and reports from there. Just listen in, viewers.
Paris जैसी दिल्ली है, सब जगह यही हाल है. देखो दिल्ली, देखो चमकती हुई दिल्ली है. पेरिस जैसी दिल्ली है, सब जगह यही हाल है.
Now viewers, this doesn't sound like an alliance partner. This sounds like a person who has it out for Kejriwal. The irony is that he claims to have been Kejriwal's dearest friend, a fellow traveller in the war against the BJP and Prime Minister Modi, who was wrecking the constitution. Viewers, 6 months. The only thing that has changed, viewers, now is that they're all, at some level or the other, fighting for the same throne. So they've forgotten Maryada, they've forgotten coalition dharma, they've forgotten just about every principle. This is a stunning admission by Rahul Gandhi, and it gets worse. In response, the AAP, Delhi former Chief Minister Kejriwal, the supremo of the AAP, has hit back at the Congress, hit back at Rahul Gandhi, accusing it of being in cahoots with the BJP all along. In fact, he uses the phrase for years. Now, viewers, think about it. Think about it. For years, he says they have been in cahoots with each other. This is what Mr. Kejriwal said, and I quote him, Rahul Gandhi has abused me, but I will not comment on his remarks. His fight is to save the Congress. My fight is to save the country. I said just one line about Rahul Gandhi and the response is coming from the BJP. Look how much trouble the BJP is facing. Perhaps this Delhi election will expose the jugalbandi going on behind the scenes between Congress and BJP for years. Unquote. The point is, if the AAP and the Congress knew such incriminating information about each other, why did they forego the India alliance in the first place? And even if they did, why did they lie to the people of India about its commitment to upholding higher principles like constitutionalism and democracy? And it isn't just the AAP and the Congress that are blowing the India bloc's cover. Sharad Pawar, Sanjay Rawat of the Shiv Sena UBT and even Umar Abdullah are pointing out the inconsistencies, the contradictions and even the less than honourable motives for which the India alliance came together. Here's what Sharad Pawar said, and he said, and I quote, when the India alliance was formed, the discussion was only about national issues and elections. There was no discussion about local body polls or state assembly elections, unquote. Sanjay Rawat, UBT Shiv Sena says we all need to compromise sometimes. When we were with the NDA, then it was the BJP's responsibility to take everyone along, and in the India alliance, this is Congress's responsibility. There should be constant communication, otherwise alliances won't last for long, unquote. Umar Abdullah, Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister says, and I quote, I cannot say anything about this because we have nothing to do with Delhi elections. And he's referring to the constant infighting between the Congress and the AAP. He goes on to say, AAP, Congress and the other parties on the ground must decide how to combat the BJP. As far as I remember, there was no time limit to the India alliance. Unfortunately, no India alliance meeting is being organized, so there is no clarity about leadership, agenda or our existence. They should wind up the alliance in case it was just for the parliament elections, unquote. Of course, he said this a few days ago. Just yesterday, Umar Abdullah was praising the Prime Minister views for actually instituting democracy and saving it in the Kashmir Valley. The point of difference between the constituents of the India bloc are now almost irreconcilable, and you know the difference. There are differences over Adani. There are differences over EVMs and alleged EC vote manipulation. The allies are questioning Rahul Gandhi's credentials to lead the India bloc. All of this prompts big questions. Was the India bloc a con job on the voter all this while, and especially during the 2024 Lok Sabha election? How is it that parties who knew such incriminating things about each other claimed that they had banded together to save the constitution? If they were so corrupt as they are saying they are now, how could these corrupt parties have come together to save the constitution? Let's ask these questions, viewers. Let's open this up. We have much to glean tonight, and I want to begin very simply with Tehseen Poonawalla. And I want to begin by asking you this fundamental question. Tehseen Poonawalla, this is a very sad day. India's democracy needs a strong opposition. You, me, the citizens of this country need someone to fight our fight, to hold our government to account when it doesn't deliver the promises that we have asked of it. Now, I'm not saying that they haven't. I'm just saying that we expect that from the opposition. The opposition, viewers, and Mr. Tehseen Poonawalla today is asking questions of itself, and not just questions anymore. It is making accusations. It is saying you were a chore, you're a thief, you don't ask questions about Adani, you are all in league, you have been in league for years. Now, Tehseen Poonawalla, this is a very, very, very open and plain admission that the India alliance was fooling all of us. That all they were interested in Gaddi, and for the sake of Gaddi, they will abuse each other, they will incriminate each other, they will pull out skeletons from each other's cupboards that even the BJP cannot pull out.
Thank you, Rahul. Happy Makar Sankranti to you, to all
to you
my
too.
fellow panelists, and to all the viewers of
God
CNN
bless.
News 18. Thank you. Rahul, there are two aspects to this. One, you can look at it in perspective, like it's done in mature democracies the world over, and India is a mature democracy. For example, let's see, there's a Democrat or a Republican presidential candidate selection. The candidates go up against each other, even though in the same political party. Here, these are different political parties, but they unite for a larger cause, which is, say, the Republican cause or the Democrat cause. That's how democracies work. A man-child, Justin Trudeau's just resigned. And a new toddler his party will have elections to who the new president will be. And there's an Indian origin person, Mr. Arya, fighting. So they will trade accusations, but then you come together for a larger cause. So in states, yes, you do fight against each other. For example, in my city of Pune, and because you have the very erudite NCP spokesperson here, the Congress and the NCP make clash in a few seats, but Anish and I will come together for a larger cause. And I think that is how democracy should work. I think it is sad that it is demonized. You should accept each other. Should there be a Lakshman Rekha on personal attacks? I do believe so. Should Kejriwal ji have been called an anti-national? No. Should the Aam Aadmi Party have cut the Congress in Haryana on 5 seats which the Congress would have won? No. I think those adjustments could be worked out. But this is a new alliance. There will be nuts and bolts to tighten, and I think you can come together.
Sir, these are not bolts and nuts.
For the alliance.
Someone is going nuts within the alliance. And the problem is that they are actually impugning each other's character. One is calling the other a chore. Another one says he can't maintain his promises. A third one says, no, actually the people we are fighting are in bed with us. I don't know if any, yes, there are primaries in America, but I don't know if in the primaries, no, hang on. In the primaries, everyone gets to become a chief minister or a presidential candidate. No, one gets eliminated because the others expose him.
Yes.
Right?
No, but
and that person is on the ticket.
Right, the party.
No, 1 second. That person is on the ticket.
Oh,
and
that's
he goes.
not true.
No, and he goes into the darkness. He doesn't come out and contest. He's eliminated. He's eliminated.
That's
and
not
no one is fighting.
true.
No, 1 second.
No,
and
that's
only
not completely
if someone,
true.
No, 1 second. And it's left to that person to endorse another person.
That's it. You there.
So I am asking you a very simple question. No, sir.
Please,
you don't need to correct me.
Why don't you correct
Aam Aadmi Party? Why don't you correct Kishore Tiwari of the UBT? Why don't you correct Anish Gawande of the NCP Sena, NCP Sharad Pawar unit? Go out there and correct them. Why correct me? The point is, if Rahul Gandhi comes out and says that, you see, Arvind Kejriwal is giving a free ride to crony capitalism, that corruption has actually increased, that he's corrupt. And he knew this. Why were they together? Anyhow, let me bring the BJP in. Let's open this up. Let's make it a bit spicy. The BJP will not like this, but let me bring her in. Sanju Verma, how do you respond? Tehseen says, mature up. This is all part and parcel of democratic, yes, interplay. Don't worry about it. You worry about your election and how you will convince the voter that you're the best party. How do you respond to this?
Rahul, I'm so acclimatized to BJP versus all, Sanju Verma versus all, that I always say, bring it on. I really couldn't care less if there are 20 people on the other side. But on a more serious note, first let me start with two Hindi lines of a famous kahawat. बर्बाद गुलिस्ता करने को बस एक ही उल्लू काफी था, यहाँ तो हर शाख पे उल्लू बैठा है, अंजामे गुलिस्ता क्या होगा? सुनाओ। अरे भाई साहब, आपका नाम संजू वर्मा नहीं है, शांत हो जाइए, आपकी बारी आएगी, आप बोल लेना किशोर तिवारी जी। किशोर तिवारी जी, आपकी बारी नहीं है, शांत हो जाइए, शांत हो जाइए। थैंक यू। So, Rahul,
Tiwari Saab, I think you have forgotten that you're on CNN News 18. You're not on other channels. जहाँ पर खुली छूट होती है. It's as if people are running into the fields to go and actually poke each other. No, this is not those channels. Relax. I'll come to you, sir. You also have to answer some questions. Don't worry. इतने उतावले मत होइए. Relax. Calm down. We'll all do this one by one. Let's be mature, as Tehseen Poonawala says. He set the tone for this debate. Yes, Sanju Verma, please respond.
Yes. So the reason I read out these lines is that, कि भाई यहाँ पर तो हर डाल पर उल्लू बैठा है। कांग्रेस के पास राहुल गांधी है, आम आदमी पार्टी के पास अरविंद केजरीवाल है, समाजवादी पार्टी के पास अखिलेश यादव है, टीएमसी के पास ममता बनर्जी है। Now I'll just tell you, without getting into a rigmarole, the Congress party, since the debate started with Tehseen, he should listen to some hard facts. I'm showing him the mirror. some of the high-profile exits from the Congress party in Mumbai/Maharashtra in the last couple of months has been Milind Deora, Zishan Siddiqui, Baba Siddiqui, who's no more, Sanjay Nirupam. Then, of course, a year back, you had Ashok Chavan. तो कहने का तात्पर्य ये है, the Congress is a divided house in Maharashtra, and the least they can do is acknowledge it rather than trying to take pot shots at the BJP. Now, let me tell one thing very clearly to you, Rahul. Is the dot alliance a divided house? Certainly so. But before coming to that, let me point out something to Tehseen. In Rajasthan, for the longest time, you've had Ashok Gehlot versus Sachin Pilot. In Chhattisgarh, you've had Bhupesh Baghel versus T.S. Singhdio. In Maharashtra, within the Congress party, you've had Nana Patole versus Bhai Jagtap versus Prithviraj Chavan versus Varsha Gaikwad, and Varsha Gaikwad versus Aslam Sheikh. So, Tehseen, you're the last person who should be sitting and waxing eloquent about maturity, because your leaders in Maharashtra are behaving like a bunch of juveniles. That is my second point. My third point is this. I've always said, and I will not get tired of repeating this ad nauseum, that the dot alliance never had a common minimum agenda or a political program to offer to the people. Be it Akhilesh Yadav, who said, "Arey, ye Kamal Nath kaun hai?" Or Ajay Rai of the Congress, who said, "Arey, ye Ram Gopal Yadav kaun hai?" To Mamata Banerjee, not willing to give more than 2 seats in Lok Sabha 2024 to the Congress. To the Akhilesh Yadav acolytes who were not willing to give
the point being
Phulpur, Majwan and Mirpur to the Congress, so much so that the Congress had to withdraw from the 7 bypolls that were held a couple of months back. My limited point is this.
Yes.
When you do not have a common minimum agenda and the only binding glue is the visceral hatred for Narendra Modi, then the alliance starts to unravel. And that is exactly what is happening.
So now, but Sanju Verma, do me one favor, and I only want a very, very yes or no answer. Put your hand on your heart like I am doing. Just look at me. You put your hand here, please, for 30 seconds, and you tell me, are you today with Tiwari sir behind the scenes? Are you the BJP and Shiv Sena UBT behind the scenes together? Yes or no? Because Rahul Gandhi is convinced you are. Arvind Kejriwal is convinced you are. So you have to answer the nation. I am not asking this question. Your opponents are asking these questions of their friend. Tiwari Saab, also you put your hand here. I'll come to you. Please tell me.
Okay. You know, Rahul, ahead of the Maharashtra elections, I was on various debates with Mr. Kishore Tiwari, and he would take pot shots at me because he knows I'm currently in the United States. He would say Sanju Verma is the international spokesperson, but the limited answer to your question is no. No. No.
No.
No is what you're getting from me.
Kishore ji, I have to ask you this question because, you know, this is a comment that Sanjay Rao ji has made. And, you know, Mr. Gawande is also here with us, very young, very bright and very forthright spokesperson.
Very smart.
Yeah, Tiwari Sahab, you know, he says that the Congress is not being responsible. There should be constant communication. This is not right. When you attack the AAP, we are in it to defeat the BJP, and therefore you should have supported the AAP in Delhi. But the Congress is not doing it. The Congress is, in fact, going out of its way to call Kejriwal a chor and saying that for years altogether they are in league. Kejriwal is returning that favor. So, Mr. Tiwari, I want to ask you, sir, and please be honest tonight. Put your hand here on your heart and you have to tell me. Sir,
we are always honest.
Have you, I am always honest. Sir, hard facts. Are you today taking the people for a ride? Please, just be honest. Yes. Tiwari Saab, can you hear me?
यार क्या मैं जवाब दे सकता हूं भैया?
Please.
देखिए मैं दे रहा हूं आपका जवाब. मैं कह रहा हूं संजू, ये हमारे घर की लड़ाई है. तुम कहाँ यहाँ कूद पड़ के इतनी खुशी मना रही हो. लेकिन मैं एक बात कहता हूं राहुल, जब अजय माखन ने गाली दी केजरीवाल को, फर्जीवाल कहा, कुछ कहा, फिर संदीप दीक्षित ने कहा, देशद्रोही ये वो। और उसके बाद अलका लामा तो कह रही थी, हमें लगा कि राहुल जी आने के बाद ये सब बातें रुक जाएगी। पर कल राहुल गांधी ने जब अपने स्पीच में कहा कि मोदी जी और केजरीवाल में फर्क नहीं, ये नहीं वो नहीं, तो हम बहुत आहत हुए। देखिए, राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर हम चाहते हैं कि कांग्रेस या प्रमुख विपक्ष पक्ष बने। राहुल गांधी को हमने प्राइम मिनिस्टर बोल के प्रोजेक्ट किया, लेकिन जब तमिलनाडु आता है तो स्टेलिन साहब है, बंगाल आता है तो दीदी है, यूपी आता है तो अखिलेश है, और झारखंड है, फिर तेजस्वी यादव का दौर है बिहार में, और महाराष्ट्र में उद्धव जी का दौर है। लेकिन इन्होंने ऐसा नहीं किया। इन्होंने हमारे वक्त भी बहुत गड़बड़ की, लेकिन अब
गड़बड़, ओ माय गॉड। तिवारी साहब जब इतनी गड़बड़ हो गई है तो आई वांट टू आस्क यू, आपका तो फिर अलायंस डिस्क्रेडिटेड है।
अरे मैं
बिकॉज आप सब तो लोग बीजेपी को जितवाने में लगे हुए हैं, एंड इफ दैट इज द केस,
अरे नहीं, मेरी बात,
दैट इज अ फ्रॉड ऑन द पीपल, यस और नो?
देखिए, दिल्ली का चुनाव अरविंद केजरीवाल का रेफरेंडम है कि उन्होंने 10 साल में अच्छा काम किया, ये नहीं किया। जब हमने कांग्रेस को पूरी स्पेस दी, उनके 99 एमपी चुन के आए, उसमें 72 एमपी हमारे भरोसे चुन के आए। लेकिन इन्होंने जब दिल्ली में समय आया तो इन्होंने राहुल गांधी भी गाली देने लगी।
Oh my God. Viewers, now this is live television. This is live. This is happening at prime time. Mr. Tiwari exposing the Congress duplicity. It's Janus faced. देखिए, आपके खिलाफ भी क्या बोला उन्होंने कि सावरकर जो आपकी पार्टी के आइकॉन हैं, वो एक कायर हैं, कावर्ड. And you were very upset. I know you were very upset, Tiwari साहब. उद्धव जी was very upset.
मैं बात कर लूं ना, एक बात मैं करता हूं।
कीजिए।
राहुल, मैंने तुम्हारी किताब पढ़ी, बहुत अच्छा रेफरेंसेस किया आपने और बहुत पढ़ाई भी की, मैं तुमको अभिनंदन देता हूं। लेकिन अब मुझे बताइए, 25 में तहसीन तुम बताओ, 25 में महंगाई से लड़ना है, तहसीन ये टैक्स टेरिफ से लड़ना है, ये आगे 1920 में और 21 में चले जाते हैं, कभी कभी तो 1640 में चले जाते हैं। अरे राहुल गांधी को तहसील संभालो यार, कहो उनको कि उनको बहुत विपक्ष के नेता है, भारत का नेतृत्व करने के लिए वो तैयार हो जाए।
Well, viewers, look at what Mr. Tiwari is saying. He's counseling Rahul Gandhi to become a credible leader of the opposition. So for 6 months we haven't had credible leader of the opposition. Karan Verma and Mr. Gawande come in. Let's open this up. Let's get everybody in.
Sure.
They've also made time. And Mr. Gawande, I have to ask you, very responsible young man. Karan Verma, be ready to respond. Gawande Sahab, is Adani an issue? Is he the fountainhead of crony capitalism? Is he selling the country's resources in cahoots with Mr. Modi?
You know, Rahul, to start off with, we've had this discussion before, and INDs have raised this issue before as well, where there are ways in which the India Alliance comes together on some issues, and on some issues
this is a fundamental issue. That's why I'm bringing it up, because this is the heart. Hang on. This is the leading edge of the wedge, and you are making, through this Adani-Modani connection, you are calling into question the Prime Minister's integrity, right? This is not some flimsy issue. This is a very major issue. Very major issue. The Prime Minister started his electoral journey towards Delhi by promising, na main khaunga, na main khane dunga. So you are hitting him where it hurts the most. Now I'm asking you, is Adani the crook the Congress make him out to be? And
no, I think the problem is not with Adani. Right? The problem is with the lack of due process being followed across multiple corruption allegations across this country.
But this is not what Rahul Gandhi says. Rahul Gandhi made this election, the last election, made every election, even the Maharashtra election was Modani. So if you also don't believe that it is about Adani, neither did Sharad Pawar. In fact, Sharad Pawar and Ajit Pawar were all sitting in one room, according to their own recollection. and
But we
working out deals.
We don't make this personal, yeah, Rahul. Like, quite honestly, Mr. Pawar has been very transparent and open about the fact
that's what I'm saying.
that he's had a relationship with Mr. Adani since long
that's
before
what I'm
even
saying.
Prime
So
Minister
that is
Modi
exactly
came into
what
power.
I'm saying. So if he thinks
but
he's
it's
kosher,
about institutions. No, let me talk about institutions, right? When there are multiple scams about potholes in Mumbai that go unaddressed, and when you have roads being filled day after day, and no answers being given, that's what we have a problem
Rahul.
with.
but
When
that is not how it
extends
came
to
through.
sort of
You know that.
institutions like
Rahul
SEBI,
Gandhi doesn't
that's
talk
what we have
about
a
the
problem
larger
with. But
issues. He says that at the base of all corruption in the BJP is Adani. And Karan Verma, am I wrong? Am I cooking up some stories here?
You know, Rahul, today Rahul Gandhi has got the Congress to a position where they are like a ship without a rudder and everyone is asking them to make way. किशोर जी ने कह दिया यहाँ से चले जाओ, यूपी में बाय इलेक्शंस में अखिलेश यादव जी ने कह दिया आप हट जाओ यहाँ से. Now Kejriwal is saying leave Delhi. What is left of the Congress party? I mean, they need to grow a spine and they need to come up with a coherent ideology. Simply shouting Adani or caste census or random things, it doesn't get you anywhere. You know, Tehseen started by saying Lakshman Rekha. That Lakshman Rekha has been crossed long time by Arvind Kejriwal. What did he do? He gobbled up the Congress in Delhi. The personal allegations that he leveled against Sheila Dikshit about Sonia Gandhi, what did he say when the National Herald thing was happening? He said, इनको जेल में डालो, 4 दिन में लोग सब सही हो जाएंगे, सब कुछ बोल देंगे. The kind of language he used for late Dr. Manmohan Singh. He said, Britishers से ज़्यादा तो इनकी सरकार ने खाया हुआ था. That is the kind of language is used, and the Congress party, Anil Kumar Chaudhary, by the way, on 3rd June 2022, was the first person, the Congress state adhyaksh, to file a complaint against the liquor scam. इसकी वजह से केजरीवाल जेल में गए eventually. So, I mean, the Lakshman Rekhas have been long crossed, the gloves are off. What kind of maturity are we looking at? This is a failed alliance. There is no alliance right now. And there is no ideology that the Congress party has. And in the last, can you imagine this, Rahul? 15 years of governance. And there were some good things that happened during Sheila Dikshit's time. Let's be honest. And after that, you draw a knot in 2 successive elections. That speaks of, that speaks volumes about what Rahul Gandhi has reduced the Congress party to and where Delhi Congress is today. Nowhere will you find such an example that after 15 years of governance, you are reduced to 0. So they really need to introspect, and even their alliance partners are now asking them to introspect. That's the pitiable situation Congress and the opposition
today. So Tehseen Poonawalla and Sanju Verma, let me bring them in. Tehseen Poonawalla, let me ask you, how is it that parties who knew such incriminating things about each other, how did they come together in 2024, knowing that they were actually at the heart of it all compromised? Isn't that, sir, lying to the public? Isn't that a breach of trust? It's a simple question.
The exact same way the BJP and the PDP came together and then they decided that, hey, this is not working out and they broke.
So the BJP got punished. It didn't get one seat in the Kashmir Valley. So are you justifying the fact that the Congress is not getting seats because people have recognized, especially in Maharashtra, that they were conning the people? Is that what you're saying?
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm trying to say, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the absolute opposite. In Maharashtra and in other places, there have been situations where the alliance has been attacked by members of the alliance itself, which I think the language must be civil and polite. That's what I'm talking about. As so far as, please allow me, as so far as issues are concerned, you raise the issue of Mr. Adani, the industrialist. It is a structural issue that the India Alliance is raising. That's even been raised by the Shiv Sena out here. Even the Shiv Sena UBT, Aditya Thackeray ji is raising that issue. The issues of structural issues. You may have a personal relationship with somebody. Did Mr. Sharad Pawar give Mr. Adani a pot? No, he didn't. Did he allow him to get money? So those allegations are structural issues.
The left has given Mr. Adani a pot.
And the BJP opposed it.
No,
and the BJP protested against it.
That tells you.
Exactly.
What does that tell you?
The BJP is as much as a hypocrite.
What does that tell you? What does that tell you? It tells you that the BJP clearly is not in any unholy alliance with Mr. Adani. If they can oppose his business interests, I mean, if they can hurt him to that extent, then you're proving the point. So, Tehseen, I think you jumped the gun there.
No,
my point is not this.
When
just 30 seconds, please, just answer this.
But allow me to respond.
When Rahul Gandhi comes and he says that, you see, Kejriwal promised he would remove corruption, but he is corrupt. That he said that honesty will prevail, but he's a jhootha. These are his words, quote unquote. He'll clean Delhi, etc., etc. That there is no difference between him and Modi. If he knew this for years altogether, as he says, then what is he tying up with him for and going back to the people of Delhi?
I would like to answer that,
Rahul?
but before that, let me just clarify one thing. Ports are a union subject. States have a limited role, so the state played.
Tehseen
Please,
Poonawala,
come on,
please.
Rahul.
Please.
That's
Now,
so
you know,
unfair.
let's not
Rahul, that
paper
is so
over all
unfair.
this. Let's not paper over all this. You know, look,
I will not allow you to paper over me and make an incoherent
I'm not.
argument.
You know, you're
The BJP
constantly
state
clutching
unit-
at straws. I'm asking
I'm
you.
not. The
It's a
BJP
much more
state unit
fundamental
was
question. It's a fundamental question, sir.
May I come
You
in?
raised the issue.
Mr.
of
Gehlot
I
did
didn't.
business with Mr. Adani. What are you talking about? We
Is
can
Mr.
add
there-
nauseam, I can
is there-
pull out.
Is there been allegations
come
on
in
that
here,
that have been
Rahul.
raised by the
is that
US
there are
agencies?
allegations? You are making the allegations which are clearly,
No, the US
which are
agencies
clearly
have made the
fallacious. So it
allegations.
doesn't matter who makes the allegation, show the proof. Anyhow, very quickly,
And
Sanju
the
Verma
the
needs to
US
come in.
clearly
Gawande
did.
Saab is
The
also there.
government
Yes.
refused to investigate.
Okay.
May I please?
Viewers, you didn't hear the
Rahul.
answer to my question. My question was pointed. If you know so much about each other, if you know that you're corrupt, if you know that you are a liar, if you know fundamentally that
If
you
you
will
know
not
Nitish
deliver on
Ji's
any of your
DNA is
promises,
not
why are
good,
you tying
why
up
do you
with that
ally with
person?
Nitish Ji?
Who are you
You know, I
fooling?
need to make
Are you
my
fooling
point,
yourself or are
Rahul.
you fooling the public?
Was
Viewers,
Modi
that
ji
was the
Nitish Ji
answer
fooling the
that I
people of
sought.
Bihar in
Tell
India?
me. Anyhow.
Was Nitish Ji
Rahul.
Nitish Ji fooling the
Mr.
people of
Verma,
India?
Miss Verma,
Tehseen,
Miss
please.
Verma. Miss
Thank
Verma.
you. Rahul, I've heard Tehseen very patiently. Please, Tehseen, now let me have my say.
Yeah.
You know, first and foremost, let me make this very clear. I'm tired of listening to this on television debates that, oh, during Sheila Dikshit's time, Delhi had a great run in terms of governance. No. The CWG, Commonwealth Games of 2010, don't forget, they were supposed to be organized for 296 crores. Finally, the
Yeah.
estimate worked out to 28,000 crores.
We all know the
People
history.
Like Suresh Kalmadi were. Can I finish, Rahul? Please. People like Suresh Kalmadi, Rajkumar Chauhan, and Lalit Bhanot were arrested. So Sheila Dikshit, if not herself corrupt, actually ran an entire party which was full of people with too many shady deals behind her back, which were being done with brazen impunity. So let's not make Sheila Dikshit out to be holier than thou. The Commonwealth Games will remain as one big
Sure,
blot
that's
on
all
her
history. What was the
record.
point?
Now let me come to the moot point, please, very quickly in 30 seconds. Adani. Arey bhai sahab, 1993 mein, the central government was that of the Congress party. The chief minister in Gujarat was of the Congress party. 1 minute, Rahul, don't get impatient. A man called Chiman Bhai Patel. And the Congress party gave Adani land for Mundra port at 10
Okay.
rupees per square meter. And आज ये लोग यहाँ बैठकर
ठीक है,
नरेंद्र मोदी को
hypocrites. My
भाषण
question
देते
is,
हैं।
Mr. Gawande, if all of you know each other's foibles, as they say, if you all know each other's skeletons that are rotting in your cupboards, should you have come together? And now that you have exposed each other, should you disband? Should you,
This is the
as
question.
Omar Abdullah
This
says,
is a-
wind up?
No.
No.
Rahul, this is a question that the NDA should ask itself and look in the mirror.
Yeah.
Okay.
The same NDA that called the NCP the naturally corrupt party took Ajit Dada into the alliance not soon after. That same Ajit Dada is fighting against them in Delhi
Okay.
for the state elections.
So, ठीक है, if the other
same
side
NDA
does
that
it,
took
we
the
will
NPP
follow
No,
suit.
the same NDA that took the NPP into their alliance,
Okay.
the NPP is withdrawing from the alliance after Manipur.
Okay, fair
The
enough.
same
Mr.
NDA that
Gawande's
has
response,
Apnadal
viewers, tonight
Sonilal
is-
has the Apnadal Sonilal saying that
Sure,
Yogi
I
ji
got
is
it, I
not
understand.
the
Lots
Yogi
of
is our leader.
contradictions, lots
So-
of compromises made by the BJP, etc., etc. So, Mr.
No,
Gawande,
those
what you're
living
telling
in
me,
glass houses
so
can't throw
you're
stones
fair,
now.
fair enough. But here
Who
it's
gave
not.
the biggie
No, one
vote to
second.
Adani in February
Here,
2021?
viewers, it is not
Who
the
gave the
opposition.
biggie
One
vote
second,
to
please,
Adani in February
Sanju Verma. I have to
2021?
I have to move on, but I just want to say one thing. You see, he says those that live in glass houses should not throw stones at each other. Here, viewers, the stones are being thrown at each other by each other. India alliance, no one is throwing stones from outside. And therefore, I'm asking viewers, only best friends know each other's foibles. Now, the best friends are all squealing on each other. So, why don't you just wind up? Because every time you now go back to the public asking for their vote as a platform, as India alliance, people will say, but hang on, all of you are corrupt. There's a credibility crisis, viewers, staring at the heart of the India alliance. Beware. I want to move on, viewers.